Hey, what's up, Mike? Quick demo video for you for your Aniflex V2 by 7Chambers, right? So I just got this done this morning, texted you some pictures of it and posted it on my page so we can go over this guy. It is installed the Proffie V2. It's got CCSabers LED pixels in there, if you could see that. If I can line that up right, you can just see them in there. 2-button setup. So your main switch is the one up top here. That's your activation, and then down here is your auxiliary. To get to everything, you want to open this pommel. I don't have your chassis in it right now. It's I was testing it outside of the Saber, but you just want to take this off with your fingers. I'm also going to give you a tool that helps you do this, you know, just to tighten it up and then to loosen it when you want to take the battery out. But this comes out, and then your chassis will go in here, but I've got it right here. Right, so here's your chassis. It does say 7Chambers Aniflex over here in Arabesh, and then Solo Sabers over here for me. And you're running a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker, removable battery. So spring size your negative over here by the board, and then easy access to your micro USB and your SD card. You can actually get to both of those without lifting this board up. So yeah, the board is a press fit down, but it does have this little groove in the chassis. You know, just in case you need to put a piece of art tape over it, you know, sometime in the future. And then I use the SO Switch Pixel PCB set to make this happen. Because you can get to both your SD card and your micro USB from here, you can almost kind of see that right here. This spring for the negative side of your battery sits down low. So when you're putting a battery in, you want to make sure you take that guy, take the negative side, put it all the way in the chassis, kind of scoop that spring so everything makes the connection there, right? So you got your chassis like this. We've got the battery in it. We just want to take it and throw it right in. You can put this chassis in any way you want and just slide it right in. Push it as far as it goes with your finger, and then we'll come back in with our pommel cap and we'll throw this on. Just do as much as you can with your finger until it starts to get a little tight on you, or if it's cumbersome. And then you can take this little tool I'm going to put in your box, and you can tighten down the rest of it with the tool. And this just helps engage all those pins. This activation just takes a light press. And you can tap it again to turn it off, just like that. Let's throw a blade in it. It takes a 7/8 inch blade. I did take your blade retention screw and I shaved it down a bit. I probably took about 2.5 threads off of it or so. I don't feel too much comfortable, or I don't feel comfortable taking too much more than that off. So if you feel like, you know, you want to risk it, you can, but I think this would be fine. So we'll just lock these down real quick. So now you get your blade locked down. You do have battle mode, so if you hit the blade or the saber, initiate blade lock up, and it stays like that until you pull away from it. We'll go through all the sound fonts you have me put on here. And we're in the stock ones right now. Obviously, I left all the stock ones on. This is more your battery meter, so the next one will be one of the ones that you have me put on.
Ancient integration.
So this ancient integration comes with its own blade style. Sokatano. And then, you know, to get to each of your soundtracks on each of your fonts, you just hold down your power for a second and let go. Just like that. do the same thing to turn it off. Next one.
Now this is pod racing.
F1 Racer. So I gave you a yellow unstable blade on here. I just thought it went well with this sound font.
Mess with me, you'll end up womp rat food. Ah!
Next one.
Anakin Skywalker.
I think this is the hero version. Now, if you get to a color and you don't agree with the color, you can always go in the color wheel. So you just hold down aux and hit the power. You hear that sound. And now you can, let's do it one more time. That sound. Now you can twist the hilt and go through different colors. So if we wanted this to be red, we'll just try to find a red. Maybe. I'm getting close, but not quite there. But when you find a color that you do like, just tap the power. So now when it turns back on that sound font, it's going to remember that color. Tusken Slayer. I think this is Rogue Vader. So I did give you a slower ignition on Rogue Vader, just to match the movie. Do that again. You'll really be able to see that on a full-length blade. Next one.
You ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Scene C.
Now we're into the stock fonts. But yeah, those are all the ones that you had me put on there. We'll go ahead and take the blade out. So everything's working like it should. I did do a few modifications of this guy along the way. Something that I typically do to all of these when I'm installing them. Let me take this chassis out real quick and then we'll go over them, right? So just come over here with this tool I'll give you and loosen up this pommel a little bit. You only have to do a few turns before it's easy enough for you to do with your fingers. That comes off. Now when you go to take this out, it might go off on you. That's just the nature of motion controls, right? So you just take your hand and cup it. It'll come out that far and you can go ahead and pull it out. And then take the chassis from the positive side next to the speaker and just pull your battery out just like that. And then we'll go ahead and throw this back in the Saber for safekeeping while we talk about a few of the things I did. So in order to get the chassis to slide in and out of this handle and not have any obstruction, I had to cut a few threads off of the screw for your Covertech. So about 2.5 threads off there. and then there's 2 screws holding this box in. So I popped up this gold piece, take those 2 screws out, and I lop off about a thread each. And then because this gold switch cover is just kind of press fit, I do put a little bit of E6000 under there to help keep it in place, but nothing too tough where you can't pry it off in the future if you want to, right? So those 2 screws here, your Cobra-Tech screw, those both got shaved down a little bit, and then your blade retention screw got shaved down. I did put a little bit of E6000 on the threads for this guy, for this switch housing, as well as this one on your particular saber, which I haven't had to do before. But I had to do it on this one, right? Because I wanted it to stay. If I locked it all the way down, it doesn't engage the switch properly. There's a sweet spot there, so I put a little bit of E6000 on there so I could find the sweet spot, but you wouldn't have to worry about it. Just know that that activation switch is real. It just takes a minute, right? Or it just takes a second to tap it. You don't have to mash down on it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's your saber. Let me know if you got any questions. If you're not, I will try to get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right, thanks.